Today, I'm going to compare the pros and cons of two different machines, the Rancilio Silvia and the Profitec Go. So let's check it out. I have lots of customers come in the cafe all the time asking me what coffee machine to buy. And so when a customer, Sarah, asked me to help her purchase her coffee and narrow down all the choices, I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity to take her in to actually play on some of the machines side by side and see which one works best for her, and then she can go ahead and purchase the one of her choice. I reached out to my friends at Jet Black Espresso because they have a showroom here in Brisbane. I went down there and organized to have these two machines side by side so we could pump through a couple of coffees, really get a feel, get your hands dirty, work out what machine works best for you, which one she likes the best, and then you can let me decide which one you think as well. So huge shout out to Jet Black Espresso. You can follow the link below and you can see their huge range of coffee machines. You can go visit in one of their showrooms. They have them all around Australia. And I'll let you know which coffee machine she ended up purchasing later on, but I want to go through the pros and cons of each machine so you know what you're looking at. And I'll tell you some of the things that I loved about the machines and some things that I didn't like about them, and maybe the things that the salespeople won't tell you about either. And I'm thinking about doing a series of these videos, so if you like them, let me know in the comments what machines you'd like to see pitted against each other, see which one comes out on top. But firstly, let's look at the Rancilio and everything that it offers. Now, Rancilio Silvia is probably one of the original home barista coffee machines. Originally, when you purchase a Rancilio commercial machine, they'd gift you one of the home barista machines for you to either take to your roastery or have it for yourself to play on. And a lot of the people started taking them home and making coffees at home. They were fantastic for great coffee back in those days at home. And it became so popular that they started selling them direct to consumers. And that's sort of where the entire wave of home baristas came about. So they've got plenty of years Italian manufacturing, making the best quality, but very simple but robust workhorse machines. And these machines are built to last. Whilst they're a simple machine with a single boiler, no PID, although you can spend a couple of $100 more and get a PID built in, or you can mod it yourself, they are just made to make coffee. No frills, no gimmicks, no over-the-top expensive features that you didn't really ask for, just flat, straight, regular, good coffee. It has a 2-litre water tank and a 300 ml brass boiler. It has 58 ml portafilter. It's also chrome-plated brass, an 8 gram and a 16 gram basket. And it's a stainless steel shell casing that comes in 3 different colors. You have obviously the stainless steel look. Then you have a black and a white creamy sort of version. You can see at the top there. And it has 4 rocker switches to use to either turn on the machine, to start your extraction, to swap it from extraction to steam or to water. And other than that, it doesn't have any other features, except that they have redesigned the portafilter handle to be more ergonomic, and it is quite nice and nice rubbery feel to it. But that's the only real feature on this machine. So the Rancilio price is pretty cheap. It's about $800 US or about 1,300 Australian, and for this type of machine, that's fairly good pricing. Then in the other corner, you have the Profitec Go. And it's a relatively new machine to the home market. It's only been out for about 2 years. So it's a little bit young in terms of that it hasn't been established like Rancilio Silvia for 20 plus years. And so it's still going to take time for it to really build on its reputation. However, Profitec is a really high quality manufacturer in Milan, and with German engineering and precision technology, they build these. They have 2 partners, and they are also the same family that builds those really premium quality, the ECM brand. So the same company, Profitec and ECM, with ECM just being a little bit more premium. So really solid foundation, and the Go has had a great success in the marketplace already in the last 2 years because of the huge feature set that it has with it. So it is actually a 2.8 litre water tank with a 400 ml reservoir, so slightly bigger than the Rancilio Silvia, which just means a few less times having to fill it up. It has a great portafilter, but the baskets that it comes with are a little bit on the small side, with 7 grams for your single and 14 grams for your double. It's no biggie, but you can obviously exchange them out for some bigger ones down the track, but I'd like to have seen bigger ones come with it standard, considering that most people are having pretty big drinks these days. It also comes in 5 different colors. So it's a black, a sky blue, a mustardy yellow, a coral red, and stainless steel. So a lot more choices there. And depending on where you purchase them, you can also purchase different group handle and steam wand dials. So you can purchase them in different colors or timbers. So that's really unique. And I love the flexibility in all the different color options. And the Profitec Go is a little bit more expensive at $1,100 US, and it's almost $1,800 or $1,900 here in Australia. So it's a lot more in Australia than it is if you're in Europe or America. And the portafilter handles that come with the standard Profitec Go, I just don't like them. They are not good. They're cheap and plasticky looking. I really think they could have done a better job there. And it uses toggle buttons instead of rocker switches, which is fine, but the toggle buttons I find are a little bit clunky. You feel like you have to really push them in order for them to click. Otherwise, if you just give them a light, quick one, they don't set properly, and then you're stuck having to do it again. Small, but I prefer the rocker switches on the Rancilio. But what really starts to set this machine apart from your Rancilio Silvia is the included tech. Firstly, you have a huge pressure gauge, which I think is important because you want to be able to see what pressure your coffee is extracting at. And if you're losing pressure mid-extraction, might mean there's something wrong with your puck and it's broken open and you're getting over-extracted areas. And plus it has an OPV, which is an overpressure valve, which allows you to adjust the pressure on it. And so you can actually drop it down to 6 bars and experiment with some low pressure profiling, or you can pump it up. So I like having that, even though that's a bit of an advanced technique and a lot of you newbie baristas will not even ever use that. It's nice to know that it's there if you ever want to get into that down the track. It also comes with a PID, which is a temperature stabilizer, and it has a little LED screen which shows you the temperatures set for the brew boiler, and then when you want to change it over to steam, what your team's temperature is set to. And it's really quick. It actually only takes a minute for it when you need to switch it over from extraction to steam. It takes about a minute for it to get up to temp, which I really like. This LED screen also doubles as a shot timer, which is nice and handy to know if you're extracting the right coffee in the right amount of time. And now I'll tell you what I didn't love about these machines. But if you like this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and let me know in the comments what other 2 machines you'd like to pit head to head. The Rancilio, for me, the look is a bit of a letdown. I know they've updated the colors with the black and the white around there, and I think that's a great improvement. However, the machine still looks like it did 20 years ago, and I really would like them to come a little bit into the future, make it a little bit more sleek, a little bit more modern. Some people love that design, and I know it's traditional, but for me, just having seen it for 20 years, I just really feel like they could just mod it a little bit. The handle is fantastic. I love the handle. And that's something that I really don't like about the Profitec. I really dislike their handle. I think it's cheap. It's not as bad as the Gadget, but I would have preferred it to be a little bit more in line with what the Rancilio Silvia have done, where they've made it ergonomic. They've made it slanted so it sits nicely on the table. I think they've gone into a lot of depth designing the portafilter handle for the Rancilio. And Profitec really haven't done anything with theirs. I don't like not having a pressure gauge on the Rancilio. I think that's a big drawback, and it wouldn't be that hard to put one on there. So I don't understand why that isn't already included in the base model to save yourself, what, $30 or something? I feel like they could have done that, but that's a small matter, and you might not even need one either. I think the really biggest thing for me is the Rancilio time to heat. It's interesting because Rancilio pulls 15 amps of power, whereas Profitec Go only requires the 10 amps. And I'm surprised that the Profitec is so much faster, but they actually have a special technology which kind of overheats the machine to the steam temperature and then flushes it back down to cool it down to the temperature ready to brew. And that's how they can achieve those really fast heat times. And with the Profitec, I don't love the toggle buttons that much. They're fine, and like they would be good if they were just nice little touch. I think we get used to everything being touchscreen now, so it's kind of, you press the buttons a little bit less heavy than you would. And you really have to push it right in, feel the click, and then let it go. I mean, you might love that. People have different preferences. That's just my personal opinion anyway, and it might not affect you at all. I think both of these machines have an awkward steam wand. I don't love it. It's really hard because they're built in that case. It's really hard to get your milk jug up into there, to get the right angle, to make sure that you don't blast the steam into the milk and destroy your milk. I would have liked a longer steam one, maybe a cool touch steam one that comes onto the side. So you can use a bigger milk jug underneath there as well just maybe a little bit more clearance. Those sort of things, they're only minor, but they probably aren't going to be found in any spec books, and the salespeople aren't going to point them out. And it's not until you play on them that you really know, like, oh yeah, it's just really awkward when you have huge, beautiful steam ones like that one. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, the Profitec Go, it looks like the clear favorite. It's packed filled with features that are really useful, and then the Rancilio has nothing. And whilst it's easy to make that assumption, that the Profitec really outweighs the Silvia, I think it's not that simple, because there are more at play. On the one hand, yes, the simple beast that is the Rancilio Silvia is not easy for newbie baristas. Obviously, you're going to be a longer learning curve. If you're an experienced barista, you'll have no problem temperature surfing or manipulating the machine to do what you want it to do. But if you're a newbie, you're going to destroy a lot of coffees in learning how to get this machine working for you. But because it's so simple, there's also less things that can go wrong. And that's why this machine has been around 20 years and is still, its version 6 or 7 now, but it's still one of the best and most popular home barista machines out there. And I have a brother-in-law who has one of these machines. I think it's 12 years old now, never had it serviced. And that's a testament to how robust these machines are. They just never fail. Like, they will just keep making you coffee. Even though the coffee's not as good now after 12 years of not having it serviced, it's still a fantastic machine, and he's never had it fail on him at any point in any of those mornings. And nothing is worse than not getting your coffee in the morning. I think you can agree on that. Tap the like button if that's true. But this machine will last and last and last. And if you're interested at all in modding or taking your coffee to the next level, there's a huge community around Rancilio Silvia's, modding it to the point where you could put a Gajuino on there, and then you can start mapping and graphing all the different variables like temperature, pressure, weight, everything you can think of. You can start turning this machine into a super smart machine. And if you like tinkering and getting under the hood of the machines, then that's really where this Rancilio shines. And it's just kind of why they kept making it basic, because they want you as the home barista to go on your own journey down the rabbit hole of how to perfect espresso at home. And that's really part of the joy. That's why it seems like it is a simpler machine. And on the other side of all of that, the Go has only been out in the market for 2 years. Yes, it comes with the standard 3-year parts and labor warranty, but it's only been out there. Who's to say they don't start having major problems in the 4th, 5th, 6th year? So that's still to be established. However, if you're new to coffee and you just want to make good coffee easily and you don't have all the knowledge, the Profitec Go probably is the way for you to go. That was a really bad pun. So which one did you choose? Or have you already chosen already? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and I remembered I had to tell you which one my customer chose after going and playing on those 2 machines. Well, she looked around the showroom and she spotted one of the E61 beautiful chrome plated, beautiful stainless steel machines, the Laylit Mara X. You can make coffee on it at the same time as steaming milk, unlike these 2 machines that you have to wait between the 2. And so for $1,000 more, she went and bought the Laylit Mara X. And you can check out that video here on my thoughts on the Laylit Mara X. It's a fantastic machine, but it just goes to show that budget is never a hard wall to get over when it comes to purchasing what it is that is most important to you. And sometimes the look and the feel of those traditional E61 machines have a greater appeal than the budget. Anyway, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what's the most important things for you when you're considering purchasing a coffee machine. I'm Ryan, your coffee coach, and as always, enjoy your brew.